All right, so the other big document that we use while we're alive for incapacity and that sort of thing is it's a general power of attorney. It's for financial matters. It's for property, money, bills, all those kinds of things. So a few terms. Standing versus springing. When you have a power of attorney, you can say, I want it effective now. You can say, I want it effective if this thing happens, if I'm incapacitated, or whatever. I will tell you that usually, if you trust the person that you are appointing as your agent, especially if it's your spouse, I typically will advise my clients to make it effective immediately. Because otherwise they have to go and get a doctor to say that you're incapacitated. And guess what? Another thing doctors don't like to do is say that you're so incapacitated you can't handle your own finances. They don't like to do it. And it's just something, your agent has to jump through hoops. It causes delays. They may miss bill payments and that kind of thing if it takes a while to get your power of attorney working. The principal is the person who's creating the document who is appointing an agent. Durable just means that the document will keep working even if you become incapacitated. And that seems weird to us because that's what we use this document for. But it used to be back in the day that, if you had an agent working for you, the default was, if something happens to me, agent, you stop working because I can no longer make sure you're doing what I want you to be doing. But in this day and age, we don't really operate like that anymore. So this document, we want it to be durable. That's what we use it for. Again, if it's effective immediately, if you become incapacitated because of some accident or some illness, your agent can immediately step in, make financial decisions, manage your affairs for you if you have a standing power of attorney. But again, just beware, because if you're, naming a friend or, even a child who maybe has some money issues, there are risks of fraud and theft and some things like that. So you really have to think about, how do I want to manage this? Again, whoever's writing this document, you can give your agent a lot of authority. They can handle everything. They can do anything they want. Or you can give them some limited authority. Perhaps you just want them to pay bills and manage your income and your bill pay, and you don't want them selling assets or anything like that. So you can limit things. Again, I typically will advise my clients to give their agents as broad a power as they feel comfortable with. Because in the event that you become so sick that you can't manage your assets anymore, you don't know what may be going on. They may be trying to get you some kind of public benefits like Medicaid. They may have to do things so that they can qualify you for Medicaid. You have no idea what they're trying to accomplish. So the more power you give them, the more likely it is that they'll be able to do anything that they need to do to take care of you. Okay? Again, this document, like all of the living documents, it's good until the principal dies. So if I am my mom's agent under her power of attorney and she dies, I can't use that document anymore to write checks, pay bills, those kinds of things. The document dies with her. She can also revoke it at any time, okay? And once an agent is told, hey, this power of attorney is revoked, it's over. Shouldn't be doing anything anymore. And it's important to understand that, especially when we're looking at the financial power of attorney and the financial documents, these people are considered fiduciaries, which means they have a lot of responsibilities legally. They cannot commingle assets, which means like I can't take, if I'm agent for my mom, I can't take my mom's money and put it in my bank account, okay? I can't take my money and put it in her bank account. I have to keep records. I have to make those records available to certain people. If I suspect abuse, I have to report that. Like there are all these rules that these people have to follow. Okay? So if you know someone who's acting as an agent under a medical or a financial power of attorney for someone, and you know that they're doing stuff that they shouldn't be, you can do something about that. Okay? And sometimes that becomes a criminal investigation with charges, and I know of people being on a stand and judges taking away car keys and things like that because some agent bought a vehicle with mom's money and the judge was like, yeah, you got those keys on you? Hand them over. You know, so a lot of consequences can happen for people who abuse this fiduciary relationship, this agent relationship, and the power that they have over somebody else's assets.